Today, we're building a new crest and we're making a house for a property owner. He's going to own the trailer park in Newcrest in my save file, and he's going to live in this house with his wife and his kid. And I decided to challenge myself with this build and only use 3 packs. Normally, when I build, I use all of the packs, and that can make it kind of hard for people who don't have all of the packs to download from the gallery. So for this build, I restricted myself to just For Rent, City Living, Strangerville, and of course the base game. The stairs that you see there are from Island Living, but a little bit later in the video I do switch them out for the stairs from For Rent. And I have this detached garage here, and the only reason that it's detached is because I wanted to have the house on a foundation, and I really didn't want to have to deal with the garage doors being up on a foundation and having to figure out a way to slope the driveway up. But the detached garage works fine, and I build a little path between the garage and the kitchen. Also, I didn't realize at this time that the minivan that's in the garage is from Get Together's debug, and when I went to upload this to the gallery, it said that it required Get Together, and I couldn't figure out what item from Get Together this build was using. Eventually, I did figure it out though, that it was that white minivan in the garage. So I deleted it from the gallery. It only had like 4 downloads, and I re-uploaded it with the little white car from the base game debug in its place. And although I'm restricting myself to 3 packs here, I did not restrict myself on the budget. The family that lives here is rich. It took 2 mother loads to build this house, and they still had about $30K left in the bank afterwards, and they'll probably need another mother load to purchase up the trailer park, but I do what I gotta do for world building. Throughout this build, I was really impressed with how well Strangerville and For Rent work together. The doors and the pillars and the stair rails from Strangerville work really well with the stained glass windows from For Rent and with these For Rent counters. But City Living was kind of the odd man out here, and the only reason I really included it was because of the garage doors. But it made for an interesting challenge, and I did end up using some rugs and some curtains from City Living, as well as the basketball hoop outside. I also used the apartment mailbox from City Living, and that's the only wall-mounted mailbox in the game. And even though it's called an apartment mailbox, you can use it on a house, and wall-mounted mailboxes are really common on suburban homes. At this point, I'm trying to figure out if that room behind the kitchen is going to be a bedroom or an office, so I jump upstairs and throw together a quick floor plan and figure out that there's going to be 2 bedrooms and a bathroom upstairs, and so I go ahead and I mark that room behind the kitchen as an office. I was also planning on having a laundry room upstairs, but later I realized you need to use the laundry day pack to have a laundry room, and I wasn't using that on this build. So the area I had planned for a laundry room ended up just becoming a landing above the stairs. Nonetheless, I did go ahead and put decorative laundry hampers throughout the house, including in this downstairs bathroom, and I really love this new floor tile that came with For Rent, but I struggled for a while to find a good backsplash for the kitchen that I liked. Ultimately, I settled on this base game wall tile. Also, because this family is so rich, I did use the giant curved TV from City Living. I don't really get to use that TV very often. I don't know why I decided this house was going to be green. The exterior is green, the rugs are green, the fireplace is green, and now the office is green. But green is the color of money, and like I said, this family is rich. I'll tell you a little bit about them. Their last name is Hiltonian, and their bio reads, Lucian is a wealthy property owner. His wife Lucille is a stay-at-home mom to their little hellion of a child, Braden, whose dad is friends with the owner of Xbox and will get your account deleted if you don't let him win. Lucian has the fabulously wealthy aspiration, and he's materialistic, an art lover, and hates children. Lucille has the villainous Valentine aspiration and is evil, romantic, and self-absorbed. And Braden is lazy and has the social butterfly aspiration. And although I restricted myself to only using 3 packs to build this house, I did not restrict myself to only using 3 packs to create this family. I used a ton of packs to create them, but they are on the gallery if you want to download them. I'm sorry, by the way, that I jump around so much while I'm building. I'm kind of scatterbrained. I do things like jump from the bathroom to the exterior to the kitchen, especially while I'm cluttering. I have a tendency to just be all over the place while I'm building. My method is madness. Trust the process. This build took about 4 hours to make, and I recorded it while I was live streaming on Twitch. And I just figured out how to record my gameplay separate from my stream. My last few speed builds had the new follower and new subscriber notifications popping up on screen, and they were also recorded in 720p because that's what resolution I stream in. But now I've figured out I can run 2 separate programs at the same time, one just for streaming and one just for recording, and that will allow me to record my gameplay in the native 1440p resolution. And coincidentally, this also prevents those new follower and new subscriber notifications from popping up on the screen in the recording. Those notifications still occur on stream, but they're no longer going to be in the footage that I keep to make videos from. Sorry to go off on a tangent about my streaming and recording process there. I'm sure only some of you care. And at this point, we move upstairs, and I realize that I can't have a laundry room there where I had laid out a spot for it. So I quickly change course with that, but I keep the rest of the layout up here pretty much the same. So here's my madness method again. I started with the parents' bedroom, and then in the middle of working on it, I started working on the kids' bedroom, and then I worked mostly on the kids' bedroom until it was done, and then I went back to working on the parents' bedroom. I'm sorry, I know it's hard for some people to follow along when I do that, but I have a goblin brain, and at this point in the build, I was starting to get sick of the color green, so I used red in the parents' room and blue in the kids' room, and I used pastels in the bathroom up here to kind of make it more like the kids' bathroom. The main level bathroom downstairs is actually bigger than the upstairs bathroom, even though the upstairs bathroom is probably where everyone showers before and after bed. But I've seen houses where the guest bathroom is bigger than the master bathroom, so it's not unrealistic. And I didn't really know what to do in this landing area at the top of the stairs where I had originally planned to have a laundry room. So at the recommendation of my chat, I turned it into a skill building area with a bonsai tree and a chess table. The only other thing I could think of putting here would be maybe a computer, but that doesn't really make sense because there's an office downstairs. And at this point, I realized I really wanted the house to have a back door and a back patio, so I built a back door at the base of the stairs, and I put in a deck with a grill and a picnic table, and I put that new water heater and electrical fuse box in the garage, even though this is a house and not a residential rental. I really like the realism that those objects add to the game, and I'm probably going to use them a lot in future builds, just like I use debug cars all the time. And at this point, we've moved on to the landscaping, and I'm not that great of a landscaper. I do my best, but there's a reason I saved it for last because I don't like doing it. Every Sims builder has their weakness. For some, it's roofing. For some, it's clutter. For me, it's landscaping. Once I have something that looks decent enough, I just throw some terrain paint around the edges and call it done. And then I just throw some finishing touches on the exterior, like the mailbox and the trash can and the gnome and the exterior lights. And I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking now and let you all enjoy the walkthrough of the house in peace. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.